Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke Lynn and Maxie at Deception were thrilled about the new advertising campaign that was highlighted in crimson. When Brooke Lynn looked at her iPad, she saw that social media mentions and website traffic had increased, which was good news for their quarterly stats. Maxie acknowledged that Brooke Lynn's collaboration with Carly contributed to their success, but she questioned whether Brooke Lynn had changed her mind about their arrangement. Maxie was reassured by Brooke Lynn that she planned to give Deception to her as soon as possible. A short while later, Sasha and Lucy showed in. Lucy was skeptical of Brooke Lynn and Maxie right then, but they clarified that they had been enjoying the new layout in crimson. Sasha said the new advertisement was great as she opened the magazine. Lucy had no choice but to admit that she was happy too. At that moment, Tracy came into the office, accusing Carly right away of lying to them because Carly had not fulfilled her part of the bargain, which called for an interview and a full-page spread in the first 20 pages. Maxie disclosed that Brooke Lynn had authorized the revisions and negotiated an extra half-page ad space as compensation when Carly had called to clarify that there had been a spacing issue. Tracy felt she could have gotten more out of Carly, therefore she was not happy. Maxie's help with the issue had paid off, so Sasha pushed Tracy to look at the spread again and be open-minded. Tracy snidely advised Maxie to sell her Deception shares and go back to Crimson. Startled, Brooke Lynn defended Maxie's efforts, pointing out that social media traffic had surged. Tracy contended that likes and clicks do not translate to sales. They really do, in response, said Brooke Lynn. While Tracy was being given an explanation by Brooke Lynn about social networking, Maxie observed Lucy beginning to leave the room. Lucy clarified that she didn't have time to listen to Tracy whine because she had more important things to do. Brooke Lynn invited Tracy to have a private conversation after Lucy departed. Grabbing their belongings, Sasha and Maxie made their way to the coffee shop. When Brooke Lynn was by herself with Tracy, she insisted on finding out the truth because Tracy had been acting out toward everyone. Tracy eventually confessed that she was having love feelings for someone thanks to Brooke Lynn. Tracy had been alone and rudderless since Luke's death, so Brooke Lynn was overjoyed. Tracy's feelings for Gregory were apparent to Brooke Lynn with a little more nudging, and she urged Tracy to ask Gregory to be her +1 at the wedding. Maxie babbled about Tracy at the coffee shop until Sasha had to urge her to stop. Maxie said she was sorry right away, but she acknowledged that Tracy was crazy. Maxie seemed to be worried about something else, even though Sasha reassured her that Tracy would be handled by Brooke Lynn. Although Maxie had become accustomed to seeing Spinelli every day and conversing with him about business, she acknowledged that he would soon be returning to his apartment. Maxie enumerated all of Spinelli's positive traits, such as his excellent listening skills, ability to help her see things in a larger context, and ability to remind her of what really important. Sasha recommended that Maxie speak with Spinelli about staying, but Maxie said she was unable to do so since she had already made too many demands of her. Trina said at Charlie's pub that ever since she'd watched Spencer vanish into the ocean, she felt as though she'd been moving through a cloud. The world seems to have lost its significance, Trina elucidated. I hear you. Jocelyn comforted her friend who was inconsolable. She brought up the fact that Trina still had her art, her family, and her friends. Trina acknowledged that she loved them, but it felt more like a memory. Trina said, you know. Jocelyn said that she was confident Trina will overcome it because she had experienced similar feelings following Oscar's death. Trina questioned what was so certain about Jocelyn. Jocelyn answered, because you're you, and because I say so. Trina grinned, but her expression changed as she became interested in Dex's situation. While Jocelyn was unable to provide Trina with the reason behind Dex's departure from town, she reassured her that their friendship was unaffected. Not to be offensive, but Trina wanted to know what Jocelyn could tell her about Dex's abrupt departure. Soon after, Trina inquired as to whether Sunny had dispatched security to ensure that Dex kept away or if Sunny had simply trusted Dex to leave town. Jocelyn noted Trina's brilliance level after realizing that Trina possessed the phone numbers of the majority of Sunny's security personnel. Would Jocelyn be able to track down the numbers? Trina inquired. Although Jocelyn acknowledged that she couldn't, she knew someone who could. Trina followed Jocelyn's eyes to the bar where Spinelli was sitting. If Jocelyn managed to find Dex, Trina told her not to let go of him. Trina departed after the two buddies hugged one another. Felicia informed Spinelli at the bar that Maxie was nearly financially stable again, and that it might be time for him to call it quits on their little charade. Felicia questioned Spinelli about his lack of enthusiasm about moving out when he expressed a lack of enthusiasm about the idea. Admittedly, Spinelli had become accustomed to spending time with the kids. Cody appeared and greeted Felicia and Spinelli at that exact moment. Felicia replied that she spoke to her husband every day, that Mac was doing fine, and that he had sent his regards when Cody inquired about him. After admitting that he had heard Spinelli and Felicia conversing, Cody counseled Spinelli to be truthful with Felicia. But Spinelli said nothing, so Cody maintained his trust and told Felicia that the kids had gotten used to Spinelli and could find his abrupt absence upsetting. Felicia agreed that Cody was partially correct, and she suggested that Spinelli speak with Maxie to see if they could come to an arrangement to ease the transition. Lucy showed in shortly after and requested a private conversation with Felicia. Spinelli admitted that his feelings for Maxie had changed from platonic to love after Felicia left with Lucy. Once more, he said. While Spinelli's admission of guilt made Cody happy, he maintained that nothing would change because Maxie would soon ask Spinelli to move out and things would return to normal. Spinelli was persuaded by Cody to speak with Maxie, but he was unwilling to jeopardize their friendship over a fleeting infatuation. Jocelyn went over to Spinelli a short while later and requested to talk with him. Cody picked up a flyer promoting Charlie's karaoke night after they left. He took out his phone and gave Sasha a call. Sasha and Maxie had a brief conversation and decided to meet Cody and Spinelli at the pub. Jocelyn asked Spinelli if he could use the phone number to locate a cell phone nearby. Although Spinelli admitted that it was feasible in the appropriate situation, it would be beneficial if he knew who Jocelyn was trying to find. The less Spinelli knew, Jocelyn said, the better. Lucy asked Felicia about Brooke Lynn and Maxie outside. Accusing Brooke Lynn of being a viper who had assisted Tracy in stealing deception, Lucy was curious as to why Maxie had attempted to make Brooke Lynn appear nice in Tracy's eyes. Felicia clarified that aside from their strong link, she had no idea what was going on between Brooke Lynn and Maxie. Friendship was one thing, but business was quite another, and Lucy was not satisfied. Felicia speculated that Brooke Lynn and Maxie were probably working out their issues, though she had no idea why Brooke Lynn had been interested in deception or why Maxie had been so kind to her. With a quick smile, Lucy walked out. After a little while, Lucy came back to deception and went up to Brooke Lynn, who was by herself in the office. When Lucy questioned Brooke Lynn and Maxie about their activities, Brooke Lynn pretended to be innocent and explained that they were just operating a deception. Lucy vowed to inform Tracy of her concerns, since she was positive Brooke Lynn and Maxie were plotting. Brooke Lynn, enraged, insisted on knowing what Lucy desired. "I want in easy," Lucy remarked. Gregory received an update from Alexis at the Invader regarding the boost in online interaction with their news coverage, as well as information about the increasing traffic. Alexis was hoping the stats would wow the incoming executives. She pretended to be annoyed by gagging and shoving her finger in her mouth. Nana suddenly materialized in the doorway. "Me?" satisfied. "Never," Nina said as she walked into the office with two tiny red rose vases. She placed one vase on a table and the other on Alexis's desk's edge. When Alexis questioned Nina about her activities at work, Nina explained that she couldn't help but become involved after reading the article on Olivia Jerome. She complimented Alexis on her reporting of the subject and clarified that she wished to publicize Alexis' efforts in the hopes that Alexis would be recognized with a Peabody or Pulitzer Prize. Alexis noted that managing a glamour magazine was not the same as operating a daily newspaper, implying that Nina's aspirations were overly ambitious. While Nina reassured Alexis that she respected her judgment and journalistic ethics, Nina also made it clear that Alexis had been chosen specifically for her experience growing circulation. When Nina revealed that she planned to add a gossip column to the newspaper, the conversation took a bad turn. "Not on my watch," Alexis argued, telling Nina that she had warned Valentin that she would not permit the Invader to turn back into a seedy tabloid. Nina assured readers that Alexis would be able to deliver high-caliber content, but they would need to boost sales. Giving readers what they wanted paid off, Nina remarked, something she had learned from her days at Crimson. Alexis discovered Nina had previously employed someone, but Nina departed without disclosing any information regarding the columnist. Alexis advised her and Gregory to either walk away with their integrity untarnished or maintain their ground in the face of a gossip column. Gregory's admission that he genuinely agreed with Nina astounded her. Gregory clarified that reading about the activities of powerful individuals behind closed doors would be of interest to readers. Gregory countered that Alexis wasn't the only person who subscribed to the newspaper, despite her disagreement. Alexis' reluctance was understood, but Gregory pointed out that sometimes it was simpler to persuade people to eat their vegetables by providing a small dessert. Gregory changed the subject when he disclosed that he needed to ask Alexis for a favor. Tracy came into the office a little while later and said she had wanted to discuss something with Gregory. Tracy was unable to get Gregory alone, though, as Alexis informed Gregory that she was welcome to accompany him as his +1 to Chase and Brooke Lynn's wedding. In an attempt to justify her visit, Tracy said that Lois had been pressuring her to compile the confirmed guest list, and that's why she promised Gregory and Alexis that she would include Alexis. She stopped in the corridor after Tracy departed, and her countenance darkened. Drew went into Carly's office at Crimson, excited to share in Crimson's triumph, but Carly remained quiet. She informed Drew that the story she had read about Olivia Jerome's passing had brought up unpleasant recollections of Morgan. As Carly confided that the news of Olivia's passing had opened a tightly locked door, and that she couldn't stop thinking about the son she had lost as a result of Olivia, Drew listened and comforted her. Carly said that when she thought about how unexpected Morgan's death had been, it was difficult to celebrate her success. Carly needed time to contemplate things, so Drew recommended she take the day off and reassured her that it was normal. Although Carly was grateful for the offer, she declined to go because she wanted to be there for her team, who had put in a lot of work and were a great assistance to her. Drew gave Carly a hug, but as Nina showed up in the doorway, they broke up. Smirking, Nina came in under the guise of asking Carly if the office renovations had lived up to her lofty expectations, but Nina soon turned the topic of conversation to her recent employment at the Invader. Nina acknowledged that Drew had assisted her in expanding her views, and she gave Carly and Drew the reassurance that everything had turned out for the best as she was moving on to far greater and better things. Nina disclosed her intention to work on narratives that explored the extreme lengths people at the top would go to maintain their position. So don't you dare cancel your subscription. You won't want to miss a beat, Nina advised. Carly closed the door behind Nina. Drew said, "My God, can you believe that woman?" Carly brought up the fact that Nina was a cruel individual. "We knew that, so why go out of your way to antagonize her?" questioned Carly. Sunny was reading an online article on Olivia Jerome's passing while lounging on the sofa at his apartment. As soon as Ava came in, he looked up. She said she was sorry right away for upsetting him, and that she would leave his hair alone as soon as she got something for the gallery. Sunny forewarned her that she would have to face him eventually. "I can try," she laughed nervously in response. It was time for them to talk about Ava's sister, Sunny informed her. Ava could not conceive that he would want her to stay there, so she promised to move out when she agreed. Moving out was not an option, Sunny made it clear. "Doesn't my being here bring up an awful lot of memories, Sunny?" asked Ava. It occurred to Sunny that she was talking about Olivia. Ava promptly explained that Olivia and she had never been close because her sister had abducted her and they had hardly ever met. "With a I remember," Sunny replied. He informed Alva that the assassin of her sister had been the same person who had attempted to kill him at Metro Court's pool and once again in Puerto Rico, after she had reassured him of her gratitude to them. The guard knocked on the door a few moments later. Sunny rushed to the door, and Alva went to see how Avery was doing. Sunny directed the security to send away the guest once he was informed that he had arrived. Selina Wu took a step up. She replied, greeting him, "Sunny Corinthos, you never write, you never call." Selina trailed Sunny indoors and inquired as to why Curtis had to warn her that she would become a target for a shooter. When Ava came back, Selina stiffened, but Sunny reassured her that Ava knew what was going on and could be relied upon. Sunny surprised Ava and Selina by insisting that she stay. Sunny informed Selina that Ava had once been a member of the mob and might be able to provide some insight, which infuriated Selina. Selina said that she was not pleased with Sunny's concealment and asked whether their relationship should end. Sunny made the decision to tell Selina the truth, but he cautioned her against telling anybody else. Sunny disclosed that he had held off on alerting Selina to the threat until he could locate the leak within his company, following Selina's solemn pledge. Selina recognized the rightness of Sunny's choice. "As it turns out, you're not the only one with a traitor in their midst," Selina replied. Though with Ava there, Selina declined to go into further detail. Ava excused herself politely, and Selina and Sunny took a seat. Sunny and Selina discussed a recent assault on her and her guys. Selina explained that after learning that one of her trusted guards had been taking bribes, and that he was the one who had leaked Selina's location, Sunny had been informed of the event. Selina expected something in return, but Sunny was keen to speak with the man. She'd made good money running card games, so she asked Sunny if she could do it again. Ava listened in on the exchange from nearby. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.